Beulah, and today we're gonna read Wayside School is Falling Down story, starting at chapter 7, Freedom. And Leanna reading it the next chapter. Now, Orange read this one book with a lot of stories. Now here we go. And first we can read Wayside School is Falling Down, starting at chapter 7, Freedom. Myron crumbled a cracker on the windowsill next to his desk and looked away. He knew Audie came only when nobody was looking. A little while later, a bird landed on the windowsill and ate the crumbs. Myron watched him out of a corner of his eye. He was a blackbird with a pink breast. Myron had named him Audie. Is that your darn bird again? Said Kathy. No, said Myron. Audie's not my bird. I don't want him. He doesn't live in the cage. Audie's free. You're the bird brain, said Kathy. Myron had watched Audie fly away. It made him sad and glad at the same time. He wished Audie could fly across the sky with Audie. Audie probably thinks I live in the cage, he realized. Whenever he sees me, I'm sitting in the same desk. He probably thinks this desk is my cage. So Myron got out of his chair and sat on the floor. Myron, what are you doing out of your seat? Said Mrs. Jules. I want to sit on the floor, said Myron. Several kids laughed. Get back in your seat, ordered Mrs. Jules. Myron returned to his seat. I do live in the cage, he thought. I'm not allowed out. I have to stay in my cage until the bell rings. Then I have to go down the stairs. Then when it rings again, I have to go up the stairs. And then when it rings again, I have to go down the stairs. Then when it rings again, I have to go up the stairs. I'm never afraid. The bell rang. Myron went down the stairs. It was so crowded, the kids rushing at the recess, that he couldn't stop if he wanted. If someone had left his cage and was carrying him down the stairs. The bell rang again. Myron went up the stairs. At lunch, the bell rang again. Myron went down the stairs. After lunch, the bell rang again. Myron stood in the bottom of a staircase and looked up. No, he declared. I don't want to go. I have to be free. All the kids out there rushed past him. He easily up away down to the back of the stairs. As everybody went up, Myron went down to the basement. Oh no, basement is very scary place because maybe there's some very scariest teacher in Wayside School in there and some dead mouse is staying there. He nervously walked down to the old creaky staircase. He didn't want to know what he found or what would find him. He had heard that the dead rats are living down there, or worse, even Mrs. Golf. Mrs. Golf was the meanest teacher Myron ever had. She used to be a teacher in the 13th story before Mrs. Jules took over, but nobody believed that Mrs. Golf was really gone. Everyone said she is still lurking somewhere at Wayside School. And he stepped off the last step at the very bottom of Wayside School. It was too dark to see. Somewhere he heard the drip that echoed all around the cold, damp room. With his arms outstretched, he stepped across the gritty floor with his hand stuck against the large, fat pipe above his head. The pipe felt like it was covered with thousands of spider webs. Still, Myron kept his finger on the pipe as he walked so he wouldn't get lost. As long as he stayed with the pipe, he knew he'd be able to find his way back to the stairs. Something had curled across his hand. He shook it off, then continued walking. He thought he heard footsteps behind him. He half stopped walking, found the footsteps continued for a second, then stopped. He stirred it again, then stopped. The footsteps have stopped a few seconds later. He wasn't alone. It was too dark for Myron to see who was following him, but he realized that meant that person wouldn't see him either. Whoever was coming after him had been following along the pipe too. So Myron left the safety pipe and banded blindly across the basement. The footsteps continued behind him. He stopped. The footsteps stopped too, and he bent down then united and took off his right sneaker. And he threw it across the other side of the basement. He heard it hit on the floor, then the footsteps started after it. Very quietly, he took off his other sneaker and threw it the same direction. He had never heard his shoes hit the ground. The footsteps had started after him again. He started to run, but slipped on the sock feet and the spot of the slime. His hands have hit louder hurt as he felt on the cold floor. The footsteps come harder toward him. He held his breath, was trying to be the quietest possible. Light turned above his head. He screamed. "I believe this is yours," said the bald man. He was holding Myron's left sneaker. Next to him were two men with black mustache. One of the men held the egg case. Myron half shook his head. "That's not my shoe," he said. "I never saw it before." The bald man glanced at Myron's shoelace feet. "What's your name?" said the man of the egg case. "Myron," said Myron. He reiterated as soon as he had said it. He wished he made up a fake name. The man had opened the egg case and took out a notebook. "Myron," he replied. As he thumbed through the notebook, "You're supposed to be in Mrs. Sewell's class as the desk next to the window in front of Sherry. What are you doing out of your cage on your seat?" asked the other man with a mustache. "I just want to be free," chirped Myron. "Please don't hurt me. If you let me go to Mrs. Joe's room, I'll never come down here again." "Well, do you want to be free or you want to be safe?" asked the bald man. "Huh?" said Myron. "You can't have both ways," said the bald man. Do you want to sit in the chair every day, and go up and down the stairs every time when the bell rings? "You'll have to go to school 5 days a week," said other man with a mustache. "And you will have to go back at the same time every day. But first you will have to brush your teeth," said another man with a mustache. "And you weren't allowed to watch TV until you finish your homework," said the other man with a mustache. "You'll have to go inside when it rains," said the other man with a mustache. "But just you'll have to wipe your feet," said another man with a mustache. "Or you can be free," said the bald man. The man took a pencil and a piece of paper with an attic case. "So you want to be safe or you want to be free?" said Myron. Look at the three men. "I want to be free," he said bravely. The man with the attic case had wrote something on the pieces of paper and gave it to Myron. "Sign here," he said. Myron couldn't read the piece of paper. It was written in some kind of foreign language. It signed his name. The man had took a paper and pencil for Myron and put them back into the attic case. "Okay, you're free," he said. "Good luck, Myron," said the bald man. "Here, I think you will need this." He gave it to the Myron his left sneaker and then reached up and pulled a chain and then turned it off. Myron could find himself alone in the darkness. He put his shoe back on and hopped across the basement floor. He had no idea how to get back. At last his hand against a pipe. He still didn't know which way to follow it, left or right. He didn't even know if it was the right pipe. He turned left and continued hopping, keeping his finger on his pipe. He was just about ready to turn around and try another way and nearly fell over his bottom stair. He hopped onto the stairs and continued hopping that way up to Mrs. Joel's room. He was tired, sore, and dirty. "You're late, Myron," said Mrs. Jules. "Go write your name under the discipline and turn into your seat to the arithmetic test." But Myron didn't feel like taking an arithmetic test. Then he definitely didn't want to write his name on the board. So he sat on the floor. There's nothing Mrs. Jules could talk about it. He was free. After school, Mrs. Jules found Myron's other sneaker in the teacher's lounge in the refrigerator. What? Why's Myron's sneaker get there? Myron's sneaker need to stay in Myron's foot, but Mrs. Joseph found it in the teacher's lounge refrigerator inside it. How strange! I think the sneaker is free too. Or maybe that 3 mustache men have had a free spell to Snickers, so that Snicker get into there. So let's see what happened from this Wayside School and the next chapter. Yes, tomorrow maybe, if I had a lot of time to read all of this. Then I'm gonna take a new story. Now, did you have fun? You lost English country, come back with some these book, maybe new book and new stories. Anyway, please thumbs up my YouTube and have a nice day. Bye bye everyone.